Last week, Christopher Hitchens died. Mr. Hitchens was an author, an essayist, probably best known for being one of the most articulate atheists of the modern world. I would watch Mr. Hitchens as often as I could, catching him on various news shows as he delivered his attacks against religion, God, politics, government, just about anything that his mind turned to. He was always an interesting person to consider. I used one of his books, God is Not Great, in a Beyond Today program on atheism a few years ago. But, Steve, he not only had a disbelief in God, but he turned his mind upon other things as well.
Well, he sure did, and I always found it challenging. And I don't think we should be afraid to take that challenge, that when someone steps up and challenges us on, do you believe in God? Is God real? Is the Bible real? Those are challenges we should take seriously and realize there are answers to those things. We don't have to worry that somehow because someone's articulate that we don't have faith and we cannot prove that God is real and the Bible is true.
Psalm 14 and verse 1 says that the fool says in his heart, there is no God. And one of the things that I've noticed about the forms of atheism that we have today, articulated by Hitchens and other individuals, is a particular hatred almost for the idea of God. And that was what I found most fascinating to consider. It validates a number of scriptural principles. Romans 1 talks about people not wanting to keep God in their knowledge, Steve. And you see those things when you see those personified in the modern arguments that people come up with. At least for me, it's always challenged me to go deeper into the scriptures, to go deeper into the modern world, the real world, even the scientific world, to be drawn closer to God and to understand the mind that did create the universe.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting challenge to make. Oftentimes, these atheists are fighting against religion, and oftentimes religion is wrong. But when you compare what religion teaches compared to the truth of God, that's where the key is. And I think when you look to the truth, then there's that difference.
Don't be afraid to let your faith, in a sense, be challenged. As long as you are able to go to God, go to His sure word, and to prove what He says and to prove God. In another scripture in Malachi, God says, prove me now herewith, whether these things be so. You prove God, you prove His existence by the reality of His word coming to pass in time, in prophecy, and in history, but also in the fruits of one's life.
There's many articles on the website that can help you in your studies so that you can validate the truth, that God is, and so we need to follow Him and do what He says.
I've often wondered when an atheist dies exactly what their final thoughts are. That's not for me to determine. That's, I think, for God to ultimately be the judge on. Christopher Hitchens has died. Christopher Hitchens will have an opportunity to know the true God at some point in his life, and he's going to be pretty surprised.
Well, that's BT Daily. We'll see you next time.